Varys pays Ned one more visit in the prison to enlighten him concerning Sansa arguing for his life. Varys tells Ned he could free him, yet will not. As the expert of murmurs, he attempts to avoid things. Varys says he simply needs harmony. The eunuch educates Ned regarding Robb doing battle. Varys attempts to persuade Ned to oblige Joffrey as the main beneficiary and cancel war. Ned would prefer to pass on with honor than oblige it. However, Varys specifies that Sansa may be in harm's way, as well. Beyond the twins, the home of the Freys and the main intersection of the stream Pike, Robb and Theon kill message-bearing ravens from Master Walder, while attempting to sort out some way to get across. They realize Tywin is walking north. Robb chooses to enter the twins alone to deal with ruler Walder. Catelyn proposes she'll go all things considered, as she doesn't naturally suspect he'll hurt her. In ruler Walder's court, Catelyn welcomes him. Children advise the elderly person for not being more affable. He's bustling grabbing his most recent spouse, all of 15 years of age. Catelyn addresses him alone to request that he open his entryways so Robb can cross the harpoon. Master Walder lets Feline know that her family, the Tullys, have consistently pissed on his family, and her dad never went to his numerous weddings nor consented to join their homes in marriage. He recollects each small slight from different houses. He figures Robb doesn't have a potential for success against Tywin and he considers Robb and his men to be rebels. Be that as it may, he's not leaned to reach out. Catelyn asks him what it will take to inspire him to open the doors. At the wall, the Master Commandant Mormont gives Jon Snow his family blade, made Valyrian steel and another handle looking like a wolf. It should go to Jorah, his shamed pariah child, yet Jon is given it out of appreciation for saving his life. Mormont is burnt out on Jon's spat with ruler Thorne. So he sent Thorne to Lord's arrival with the hand from the 2 times killed monster to lay at Joffrey's feet and to move him away from Jon. All the Knights Guards are dazzled by the sword and alternate giving it a shot. Sam wavers and afterward tells Jon Snow he read the note from a raven. He lets him know Robb is traveling south to war. Jon figures he ought to be there. Catelyn rejoins Robb and lets him know Walder conceded their intersection and will loan his men to battle. He believes his child Oliver should act as Robb's own assistant. Also, Arya should wed any of his children and Robb needs to wed one of his girls. Catelyn hesitatingly expresses one of them was all right. Robb agrees to the arrangement. Blind Maester Aemon at wall converses with Jon Snow about the trouble of putting honor before family. He educates Jon concerning the day he got word that his sibling and his family had been killed. Jon asks what his identity is. His dad was Mycah. He's Aemon Targaryen. He says he's presently only the expert of the fortress, bound in support of the Night's Watch. He tells Jon he needs to pick whether to remain or proceed to live with his decision. Daenerys and Khal Drogo ride with the Dothraki. He's truly sick from his injury and tumbles off his pony. A Dothraki who can't ride, can't run the show, overruling the other Dothraki who need to kill the witch. Daenerys requests that Mirri Maz Duur be brought to her. At his gathering table Tywin lets Tyrion know that Shagga and the crazy men will be in the vanguard on the forefronts. Tyrion S.A. East the Stone Crows got in a ridiculous battle the previous evening over a Frankfurter. Tyrion isn't excited to be bound to them. Tyrion returns to his tent to find a lovely prostitute named Shay. Ron took her from another man's tent. However, since Tyrion hopes to pass on at war, he's not stressed over counter. At the Dothraki camp, Drogo is dazed with fever. His injury is contaminated. Jorah takes a gander at it and thinks it probably he'll kick the bucket that evening. Jorah urges Daenerys to leave now. At the point when Drogo bites the dust there will be a battle to be Khal and she'll have no standing. One of Drogo's men makes this highlight her once more. She demands she's the blood of the mythical beast, however the man isn't intrigued. Daenerys encourages Jorah to wear his protection this evening. Daenerys guarantees the witch her opportunity in the event that she can save Drogo. She says she is aware of a spell, however it is blood wizardry. She requires Drogo's pony, and ETS Danny know that once she begins reciting, no one is to enter the tent. In the tent, the witch cuts the throat of the pony. Jorah thinks they committed an error by not leaving prior for a shy. One of Drogo's men attempts to go into the tent to kill the witch. He thumps Daenerys on her exceptionally pregnant stomach and battles Ser Jorah, who coolly kills the man after a concise fight. Daenerys says the child is coming. No one is around who can assist with the birth, yet somebody says the witch knows how to convey a child. Against the witch's admonition, Jorah conveys her back into the tent, where the spell is as yet being worked. Tyrion plays drinking games with Bronn and Shae. He proposes a game where he says something and on the off chance that it's actual they drink and on the off chance that he's off base, he drinks. Tyrion proposes Bronn has been north of the wall and Bronn drinks. He surmises that Shae's mom was a prostitute and her dad left when she was youthful. He scores 0 out of 2. We learn Tyrion used to be hitched. He recounts being out riding with Jaime when he was 16 and safeguarding a lady named Tysha from attackers. He took her for food and wound up in bed with her. They got hitched the following day. It turned out it was good to go up by Jaime, who thought it was time Tyrion had his most memorable lady and employed the prostitute. His dad brought Tysha under the steady gaze of court and allowed every one of his men to have her for a silver coin each while he constrained Tyrion to watch. Tyrion says that she acquired such a great deal silver that she was unable to grasp them. Shae says he ought to have known in light of the fact that a young lady who was nearly assaulted doesn't welcome a man into her bed 2 hours after the fact. She goes through the night with Tyrion. Bronn gets him up the following morning to let him know the conflict is in progress. Tyrion gets ready and energizes the savages, who cheer for the half-man. Then, at that point, he quickly gets inadvertently taken out by one of their clubs and stepped on. He comes to after the battle, being hauled in a cart by Bronn. They won. Tywin lets them know it was just 2,000 of Robb Unmistakable's men. Tyrion asks where the other 18,000 are. Robb rides back to welcome his mom, with Jaime Lannister as detainee. He realized he was sending the 2,000 distractions to their demises. He tends to his bannermen, letting them know the conflict is nowhere near finished. Arya gets a pigeon in a road in Lord's arrival. She attempts to exchange it to a bread cook for a pie, yet he denies. She sees everybody running toward something and somebody tells her they're accomplishing something with the hand of the ruler. She races to Stony Baelor Sept, which is loaded with Individ. Yules and sees her dad Ned brought out in chains. He sees her over the group. As he's lead up to Cersei and the imitation ruler, he brings up her to Yoren of the Night's Watch. He tends to the group as Sansa, Joffrey and everybody tune in. Sansa gestures him on as he says he's come to admit his conspiracy. He says he plotted to kill Joffrey and hold on to the privileged position. He announces Joffa, the one genuine beneficiary of the Iron Lofty position. Joffrey says Cersei maintains that him should allow Ned to serve the Night's Watch and Sansa has beseeched him for leniency. Yet, he says have the delicate hearts of ladies, and conspiracy can't be tolerated. Present to me his head. Joffrey says. Arya runs toward her dad however Yoren gets her and holds her back from watching. Sansa shouts and must be limited. Ned is compelled to stoop as the killer raises Ned's own monster sword. Ned sees that Arya isn't watching and takes a full breath, tranquilly uncovering his neck for the cutting edge. The blade descends and we hear his head falling off.